Go. Good to go, Joe?
Yep.
Okay, so Bob did a roll and then Fate pointed that roll, asking about refugees. To which the governor will look to Alexander and say, I'd hope to speak to your inquisitor directly about the issue, but perhaps you could get a jump start on the matter, as it appears that a resident of the Lister block is taking it upon himself, declaring quite wildly that he was given instruction by you, no less, to go and fix the issues that the refugees are. Allow me to speak more plainly for you. He's going out there and rallying them with the intent of coming back in here to purge the wicked, per, as he claims, instruction by the Inquisition. Now, as you and I know, that's just an insane man going about his insane nonsense. But I thought that perhaps I would notify your Inquisitor of this matter directly, so that your Inquisitor could decide who best to send out to deal with this madman.
Okay, I'm going to end up having to roll a willpower not to react to that because of Haley. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
She's definitely you definitely see he definitely if he can catch it, he's definitely gonna see a physical reaction to the tightening of a fist at the mention of that.
Do I have to come over there and charm you to calm down?
It's not at the Inquisitor, she's just thinking in her head, I am going to choke Haley as soon as I can get my hands on her for this.
Wait, I have to say something. Who whipped out their Inquisitorial badge? I'm pretty sure it wasn't Haley.
Who's the one who wiled the crazy man into creating a revolt against the Hive?
Whose responsibility is that the crazy man even realized that there was Inquisitors in the Hive?
You should have kept it in your pants, Alex.
Yeah, really, Alex. If you hadn't have done that, crazy man never would have even come to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, well. Still gonna blame Haley.
Let's go ahead and zoom over to the meeting in the hallway. So Ariane and the rest of you come towards each other in the barracks hallway.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So Ariane,
Go ahead.
Ariane will look expectantly to Vern.
Vern will just keep on moving towards the meeting hall.
Okay.
Moving past Ariane.
Mm-hmm.
Vern, I need the rosette.
You're gonna screw everything up.
Screw everything up. You are committing a fucking crime here.
I don't think you understand the delicate nature
I
of
don't
these
think
negotiations.
you understand here. You are trying to perceive yourself as an inquisitor.
Tyrion is gonna try to, as she's talking with the Inquisitor, or I mean with the Governor, she's gonna be trying to pick up as much of the conversation that's going on.
Why does it matter to you what a Hive Governor thinks of our specific roles within the Inquisition? It's not like I am going to say that I am an Inquisitor so that I can decide the fate of a world. This is merely getting this Hive Governor to leave us alone so that we can conduct our investigations without interruption.
There are much better ways to do that than pretending to be a fucking inquisitor. And why do I care? It's not any of your reasons. Oh.
Can you give me any better reason? Or any better method for convincing the
Okay,
Hive Governor to leave us?
Intimidate. Do you really want a better reason?
Do I need to roll willpower?
You have fearless, right? Or do you?
I do. I also have I have fearless and jaded.
Jaded
yeah,
is specifically for gore.
Yeah, that's true. But I am fearless, which means I'm immune to fear.
So, Vern, honestly, you can make the roll to see if you make Stig and Lit shit their pants, but Ariane's not going to back down by an intimidation roll.
But what about witty retort?
I do wish to know specifically what better plan you might have.
My plan was to get in there and stop this fucking charade and get his off our ass. Because it's obvious that you're not going to do it.
Yes, I am. That is exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to tell him that it is absolutely none of his business what the Inquisition is doing here.
So it's the same thing that I'm going to do right now.
Essentially, but one way involves contradicting a direct statement that we made to the High Governor, and the other involves exposing that we've been lying to him this entire time, which is not what we want.
Fucking cooking your own graves. Shouldn't have let you go there alone.
Then you shouldn't have locked yourself in the room.
Talia will approach Vern and try and get him to slow down, or try to get him to stop, or at least slow down. Will Vern respond positively or negatively to Talia?
How is she trying to slow Vern down?
She's not actually touching him, but she's just trying to get into his peripheral and just sort of make it obvious she's trying to get his attention. She will say his name if no one else is talking.
Okay. Vern will stop and turn around to look at Talia and ask, what?
No, Vern, I understand we are... it is our duty to uphold the laws and the spirit of the Imperium. But if Ariane has already established a certain cover with the governor, then, you know, as an arbitrator and as someone who's been with... Oh, hello, testing?
Hello.
I think I just lost my connection. You guys can probably...
And we just lost you.
Yep.
Apparently, if it's not one person,
R.I.P.
it's another.
Rip in peace.
Rip in peace?
Yes, rip in peace.
Isn't that a little redundant? Rest in
Do
peace.
you have a
peace?
problem with the Department of Redundancy Department?
Why is department twice in your name?
You should read the name a little better.
You're making me think I'm playing the Stanley Parable, where there's nothing but redundancy. I want to play it. I haven't played it yet. I also need to get FTL at some point.
FTL is amazing. It is probably one of the best $20 you will ever spend.
Except for I don't have $20 to spend.
You want me to gift it to you?
No, I couldn't ask that. Bobo! Bobo! Stop slacking.
I did add him to the call.
Add him again.
Kick him out and then add him again.
I did.
Well, he's not showing up.
Well, he's not showing in the call.
There
Now
we
he
go.
It was. I hung up and then we added.
Okay, there we are.
Okay, apparently when I did it the first time, it didn't work.
Okay. Sorry, so Talia was talking to Vern, saying, right, that as someone who is a member of the Arbites and who has worked under Interrogator Machiasen, and she says that name with no hidden amount of disdain, I'd expect you to have an understanding of when subterfuge and deception is necessary.
This deception and centrifuge was not needed in the first place, but they had to make make it more convoluted, just because.
Yes. Well, with all respect, Vern, we probably should have handled the governor directly right from the get-go. But that's neither here nor there. You allowed Ariane the purview to deal with this matter as she saw fit, and this is how she saw fit. So either you throw everything she's already worked towards out the window, or you allow her misdirection, and we can bring this up with actual inquisitors when we actually see one again.
Fuck. Something broke. Just a moment. Okay. Gathered pieces of an item. I should... this is a really hard situation, but I will roll willpower to see how Vern will do.
Roll a 1.
You pull your willpower against healing, you just punch her in the face.
Throw something at her again.
If the willpower roll will succeed, I will yield to Ariane's plan, for now at least, and if it fails, Vern will keep his head and keep storming towards them.
Okay.
Is that a success?
You're a lucky one.
Oh, and he was hoping you just randomly punch somebody again.
That would have been 88.
At Haley. You clearly need to vent, Vern. Throw something at Haley. It always makes you feel better.
Yes, I you know, usually sanity has to do something with the being batshit insane, but yeah. Anyway.
Suddenly, Veda!
Yes. Vern will let out a sigh and take out the inquisitorial badge and give it to Ariane and say,
Okay.
I'm expecting that back.
I will return it as soon as the negotiations are concluded.
I do hope so.
Talia will thank Vern and say that she really appreciates his willingness to cooperate in this.
Well, it's like you said, either let them go with their, in my mind, idiotic plan, or just throw all their work out and brand us all as fucking liars. Just...
Hey, Vern, this is Veda. Go in there and shoot everyone.
No, he does not get that message from Veda in his head.
Yet.
Okay. Well, thank you, Vern, in any case.
So, did Shelby run ahead of Talia? Oh, okay. Alrighty. So, Ariane will sprint it. Oh, not sprint, but run ahead then?
Yeah.
Okay. The rest of you are going to keep pace with Ariane or just walk the rest of the way?
Keep pace.
Keep pace? Okay.
Haley's walking. Okay. So, I guess Ariane's entering then.
So Ariane will enter the room. Shelby,
Yep.
you're entering the room with Ariane? Okay. Talia is going to wait to see if Vern was going to enter the room or not.
Oh, before I enter the room, I put the rosette in like a pouch or a pocket or something.
So Vern, are you following Ariane in or are you waiting at the door? Okay, Vern's going in, Natalia's going in. Haley, are you going in?
I'm probably still
Haley's
catching
like
up at the
halfway
moment.
behind us.
Oh, sorry, what was that, Joe?
I'm probably still catching up at the moment. I chose to walk.
Why, like, what?
I chose to
She
walk.
chose to walk.
Oh, okay. Well, Stig and Lit will stay with you. Sounded like you said your shoes didn't work. I'm like, what? You don't have shoes? Sorry.
You don't have anything, silly Haley.
So Ariane marches into the room. Shelby to her direct left, apparently. Talia behind her. Tyrion, what would you say?
Of course, still trying to charm him. Don't ask me why.
What'd you say?
Here
Sorry,
she is, my Inquisitor. Inquisitor Durand.
Yes, Durand.
As charming as possible.
Okay, so the Inquisitor will stand, as will his son and his adjunct.
You mean the governor?
Sorry, Governor, yes. A very well armed Vern at the door, okay.
Good thing Shelby can't talk.
Well, she could directly beam message to anyone's mind if she wanted to. None of you would be able to tell.
Yeah, I shouldn't challenge her.
In fact, Shelby, give me your Phoenicians roll, please. Okay, there is a astropath in the party ahead of you. His mind is seeking out as well. He hasn't detected you, you guess, but you can tell he's searching the room.
Oh, he's gonna try to read my mind, isn't he? He's gonna do the same thing to me that I do to everyone else with Witch Sight.
Well, you have resistance to psychic powers, don't you?
I do have resistance to psychic powers, that's true. And I also have strong-minded.
Yeah, so if it ever comes to it, I'll tell you to roll, and you can do a re-roll if it comes down to it.
Okay.
But anyway, so you step into the room.
Yes.
You've been introduced.
And
The governor and his son and adjunct all stood in attention to you.
yes. So Ariane will just walk over toward the table, wordlessly for the moment. And she won't take a seat. She'll stand behind the seat, in front of the proctor.
Tyrion will walk.
Sorry, is she taking a seat or not?
No, she is standing behind the seat.
Okay.
Tyrion will walk. Okay, random out of character question. Would a handshake in this situation be appropriate? Tyrion, I would assume, would know this. But
A bow or a curtsy would be more appropriate.
okay. She'll bow to Ariane and say Inquisitor.
Ariane will make the sign of the Aquila in return. And then she'll, does she know who's the Hive Governor?
Well, he'd be the one who's the best dressed. He's the older fellow, and he's the one who's making direct eye contact with Ariane, while the others are looking to the ground in front of Ariane.
So Ariane will make eye contact with him in return, and then nod curtly to him and say, "Hi, Governor."
Inquisitor?
It's inconvenient that I have been called for my investigation.
So straight off the bat with the bad cop routine, okay, give me a, well, how is it, were you saying it with disdain or just bluntly?
Bluntly.
Okay, give me just a flat fellowship roll then.
Okay. 64. It's not worth stating that from the get-go.
Okay. To which he says, then I will do my absolute best to ensure that our meeting here will be much to your benefit, ma'am. I am very eager in working with you and the Holy Ordos to ensure that Lister Block Hive is elevated once again to good and great standing with the entire Imperium.
Work with me. What do you have to offer if you would work with me?
Well, as I had just told your associate here, he'll kind of point towards Alexandra, is that we have received word that Evangelion? What's the word I'm looking for? That is out of character. Evangelion? Is that evangelical? Evangelist. An evangelist has taken to claiming to be instructed by the Inquisition to rally the common rabble that are currently refugees outside of Lister Block and burst into our wonderful hive and purge anyone and everyone who he declares to be heretical. And this madman is apparently doing quite well to muster up the rabble out there. And I would very much like to work with you to put a stop to that matter. And as your other associate, which he will say with a much more genial manner, as he indicates Tyrion, has indicated that you would very much appreciate our assistance in overcoming the recent issues. I'm getting a ton of private messages here. Okay. Sorry, Brooke, you can actually tell me how long that'll be in text in Matthews, please? And the governor was saying that, right. Tyrion, he doesn't know her name, so he says this associate of yours had indicated that you would very much like our assistance to ensure that matters as the one you're investigating presently never happen again in Lister Block. And I'm at your very respected mercy to be instructed in how exactly you'd like for us to deal with such.
Okay, so is the whole rallying by the cleric something that Ariane's aware of?
Ariane, what Ariane was present for was this crazy evangelical guy running up to the party after they got into the hive and just begging them to purge all of the heresy in the hive. Haley decided to handle this one. Haley convinced him that, those people outside, they're in need of, the Emperor's goodwill. And Haley meant, go out there, feed, shelter, clothe them, do good work, Whereas he thought that meant go out there, rally up anyone who's willing to follow you, then come back into the hide and go on a killing spree.
Oh, I do just want to tell him to fuck off. I may just do that.
Oh yay, more cleanup.
Do we have to clean it up? What's our particular mission here anyway?
No,
Your
I
mission
meant,
is still to find Vidar. The rest of the team's mission is they haven't really revealed that with you, I don't think.
Oh, really?
no, I meant I've been playing cleanup for Alex whenever she pisses off or flusters the governor. So if you tell him to F off, then Tyrion's going to have to try to calm him down again.
I'm not just going to tell him to fuck off. I'm going to command him to fuck off. Okay.
But
and Tyrion,
anyway,
Brooke, you
Give me
would
the-
probably know it better not to countermand whatever your Inquisitor says.
that's true.
Countermanding what Alex says is one thing. Countermanding someone who you are insinuating is your superior, that's a bit more of a issue.
Regardless, she's going to run off with his daughter now.
Oh, God.
Well, even if I don't know the mission, it's not especially important.
No? Not like he needs to know.
Anyway, give me just 1 second to collect my thoughts because I had something particular that I wanted to say to him, but it's fled my mind for the exact moment. Wanted to
He
say...
said I could run off with her. That's all I have to say about it.
Sorry, what was that you were saying, Scout?
So basically, the governor is saying that he would really appreciate our assistance and stuff like that in trying to put his hive under control, right? And he's offering his assistance in our mission.
Yes, in a roundabout way, he was asking for assistance with the rabble rousers outside, disguising that as statements of, I thought you should know, whereas the matters of the hive that you're currently investigating, which he doesn't know the full story on, he's saying he is ready to do whatever it is you tell him to do to help with that, because he feels his hive is important enough to, do what needs to be done.
Okay, then, I will say, so you wish to assist us in our investigation.
Absolutely.
Then the best way for you to assist us will be to remain out of our way.
And go ahead and roll to burn a bridge.
Is that going to be... I'm going to roll command for that.
Yep.
We don't need the governor's help anyway, do we? He's just a kind of a nuisance, I figured. 16.
Or he could be really useful, one of the two. But I guess
seems
since
like
you're
kind
burning
of
the bridge.
He seems like kind of an asshole. I don't need to assholes.
Shelby, you can tell the astropath is no longer watching you, although there is some lingering, well, let me see, you detect some lingering presence. You can't pinpoint where exactly, but it's maybe the governor, maybe his son, maybe his daughter, maybe that woman. You don't know any of their names, so you don't know exactly, but there's some lingering corruption somewhere between you and the astropath. Maybe it's the astropath. And Ariane, you kind of flabbergast the governor. Like, he's utterly shocked. And he's silent for a moment. Do you use that silence to keep hammering away, or do you give him a moment to recoup his bearing?
I would love to give him a moment to recoup his bearing, actually.
And yes, Brooke, please give me another roll.
Ariane just keeps eye contact with the governor. I'm gonna roll scrutiny to see if I can Actually, you know what? I'm just going to turn on my witch sight on him.
Okay, so you're using a fate point?
Yes.
Okay, and Jess, the answer to your question, this corruption, it kind of, you know what, roll intelligence for me to see if you can give it definition.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I guess you would want to face that one. Oh my, I think that might actually be an auto-confirm, and you're all out of date.
Great, here's some more chaosy fun with Tyrion.
Okay, I'm rolling my...
Sorry,
You want me to wait?
if the Emperor decides that Shelby needs to be blessed by Nurgle, then who am I to argue? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll 1d10 for each 77 to see if either of them are confirmed. Okay. Now, as far as Shelby can tell, it's vaguely familiar to her, but it fades away, and she loses her connection to where it was. It kind of just sort of decayed on her. So,
Okay,
with
I-
your scrutiny, go ahead.
Yes.
Be sure to label your rolls too.
I have been.
Your last 16 didn't have a.
So 38 versus 81. That's quite a few degrees of success again.
Okay, and
That's like 3 or 4, I think.
so
Yeah,
are you
4.
going to be applying it to anyone else, or just the governor?
I'll leave my mind open, but the main focus is the governor. I'm not going to like entirely. Wait,
Yeah,
what's
but
the difference?
basically,
What's the
you have to specify who your targets are, and
Okay.
you get. Hold on, let me just see. For degrees of success. Oh wait, no, is this shit? Am I reading the right one? What
Sight.
tower is it? Is it Soul
Soul
Sight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, shit. So Soul Sight. I know what I'm reading wrong. It's in the Radical's Handbook, right?
I don't know. I think it's in the core book. Let me just check.
No. I meant the denounced and condemned. Which
Oh yeah,
site?
denounced and condemned is in the Radical's Handbook.
So with, let's see here, functions exactly the same way, except it works automatically, does not evoke phenomena. Rather than testing that, we're saying, well, let scrutiny get away with that. Observing the aura, level of injury, yada, 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 power manifest, full action. Oh, I see, because it's supposed to be sustained, so it's degrees of success over time. But you automatically, I think, with that roll, your perception of 51 scrutiny is your mastered thing. I put an asterisk beside your scrutiny. Why did I do that? Because you have you have etiquette? Right, we gave you
Yeah, I
a
do.
custom background. Okay. So yeah, you even get another degree of success then.
Yeah.
So your total DC was 91.
Awesome.
So, yeah, instantly you will know the following about Mr. Governor. The hue is the strongest three emotions. So pride, fear, and what would be an emotion to describe the desire to stay in control?
I don't know what the exact word for that would be, but the word that comes to mind is authority. Authoritarian?
Something along those lines. So yeah. And he's in excellent physical and mental health.
Okay.
In fact, let me see here. You'll get +10 to all fellowship with him from this point on.
Awesome.
Well, for as long as your soul sight is active anyway. He has no psychic powers, no obvious corruption. I mean, he has a decadent lifestyle, perhaps, but no convulsing with demons or anything. The corruption points would be minimal, insanity points would be minimal. You know that his aura is clean. There's no outside demonic or technological influence modifying it. Yeah, so you know it's a genuine reading that you're getting off of him. He's not using his psyker or anything to cloud your vision.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so. If you have a question, I'll see if I can answer it.
Okay, I don't have any specific questions right now.
Okay. Sorry, so Shelby, you detected something that you're already ignoring it?
You said it faded away.
Yep. She lost interest in space. 10 years space. Okay. And then Tyrion, you didn't spot anything, but how engrossed are you going to be on your search, or are you going to pay more attention to the conversation?
I'm not going to be too worried about searching at the moment. There's a lot of people and a lot of distraction.
Okay. All right, Ariane. So you're back up to bat.
Okay.
Oh, wait. So you're giving him 10 seconds or so. But
I'm giving him a bit to regain his composure because I like watching him suffer.
All right. Roll willpower for governor work. Oh my god, again?
Oh my god.
This man has
flabbergasted.
0 willpower.
Even by politician standards, he's weak-willed.
Oh my god. He's just totally blindsided, I guess.
He falls, like, he kind of stumbles and saying, "Oh, please, Your Eminence, I only wish to validate my administration of this hive. Please allow me to help you somehow."
My purpose here is not to deal with the internal politics of your hive. My purpose here is to cleanse the heresy which I have observed. And this is not a matter for hive governors. Do you understand?
He stammers and stutters. Give me another roll.
Okay.
This again, command.
Command again?
Yeah.
Okay, my new threshold for command is 71, I believe. No, it's 81 because I've got etiquette. Right.
Roll the 1.
32.
The 4 degrees of success. Yes, of course. And he will basically slump back into his chair. His son looks at him kind of anxiously, like, "Don't think you're supposed to be sitting." He doesn't actually say that, but he's got that look on his face. What are you doing?
What look?
What the fuck are you doing, Dad? But, yeah, the governor he puts one elbow up on the table and rests his forehead on his hand.
I just destroyed him, didn't I?
Yes, I understand, Inquisitor. I will ensure that nothing of mine interferes in any way with your investigation. He'll sit back up erect and say, "Of course, if you have anything further, I will be in my office."
If there is anything that we require, we will be in contact. But until then, we have other business to attend to.
Very well. He will stand, perform the sign of the Aquila to you, bowing his head reverently and waiting until you've departed before he lifts his head again.
Okay, she'll make the sign of the Aquila back to him and then depart.
Okay. Tyrion, Alexandra, you guys leaving too?
Alexander would leave as soon as the Inquisitor turns, as what is perceived as our Inquisitor turns to leave. I would get up and follow.
Ariane turns to leave as soon as she's finished with her farewell.
Tyrion will stick back and ask if she could speak to his daughter in a more private area.
Oh.
You're all assuming the worst. She has completely harmless intentions. I know she does not want to
I'm not
stab.
assuming anything. I am not assuming anything.
Bobo is.
He is so utterly destroyed by Ariane. He will not object to anything you ask for.
Sweet!
Hells to the yes. Okay, Ariane will step outside the room.
So, Vern, the astropath bows to Shelby, that is all. Vern, do you follow Ariane out?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, as soon as we're all out of sight, Ariane gestures to Vern, like a come over here gesture.
To whom?
To Vern. So she then reaches into whatever pocket or pouch she put the rosette into, and then gives it back to him.
You didn't even use it.
It was not necessary after all, it seems. Oh well. Better safe than sorry. Let's get back to our mission.
Indeed, and Vern pockets the thing in one of his many pockets.
Okay, let's all head back.
So, Haley.
Go ahead.
Oh, do you have something to say?
You know that crazy man you talked to on the way inside this building?
Vaguely.
You may have caused him to think he should commit a crusade into this tower.
There's another time or place to talk about that. We need to move on. We need exorcists to purge that goddamn room.
You see the proctor standing at the doorway.
Who will see?
The proctor, the lead arbitrator.
Is there something you need?
I just wish to know if there's any other services I may provide for.
We may have need of the arbitrator still.
Yes.
And what are my standing orders?
Standing orders are to keep guard for now, but we may have other business that we need of you at some point in the near future. We'll keep you in touch.
Very well.
Actually, I might as
You
well
will
use,
perform the
this opportunity now. I would like to make a requisition from your armory.
From our armory or the one here for the enforcers?
Either or.
Very well. This one is closer. I can see to it that I will personally ensure that whatever you request, I will do my best to make sure they provide if they have it.
Thank you.
Good. like for me to lead you there now, or did you want to leave the requisition with me to hand?
I think I'll take a look for myself.
Very well. As you look to the group, was there anyone else who wished to be led to the armory?
I don't think I need because I'm.
Did I?
Sorry, what was that, Step?
I didn't manage to get that Karna done, did I? Okay, Kenner.
You asked for, well, I guess you would have tried that last night in game, but you didn't have the money to actually purchase it. So.
Yeah. I think I would like to stop at the armory, actually.
Well, I'm going to move her token over here. Anyone who wants to be in the armory, put their token with her.
I have no use in the chapel, so I'll go with the with the armory.
Who is getting the exorcist? That was in character.
It seems I am.
Wouldn't it be someone who knows the ecclesiarchy a bit better to go with the group to go see about the exorcist?
Yeah.
Haley probably should do that.
The proctor will state the chapel is right next to the armory.
Oh, good. I will just stop by the chapel myself then.
Okay.
Yeah, Vern will come there because
everyone A as well.
Yeah.
Yes, because Vern wants to see how this shit goes.
Where did Haley go?
I'm at the armory.
Okay. So as you guys are walking, we're going to zoom back to Tyrion, who is apparently picking up the governor's daughter.
No! I want to question her because I think she might be more truthful than her father.
Right, you want to question her.
Tyrion just throws the daughter over her shoulder and runs out of the room.
Question her with your good looks.
In any event, you've been given permission by the governor, so...
So we go find someplace more private than a room full of her dad's entourage.
But you know, if you don't have sexy fun times with her, then she's going to be disappointed, and maybe she won't be as willing to cooperate with you when you question her.
Well, if it comes down to that, then I guess I have to do that. But that is a last resort. I am a married woman.
That's true.
Well, okay, maybe not married, but...
Yes, a married woman who's not afraid to seduce the Hive Governor.
Janelle will bow her head and wait for you to guide her.
I was hoping you could show me to a room.
She just kind of looks like, I suppose I could bring you back to the upper hive.
Can I roll scrutiny to try to tell what she's thinking right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, now I roll well.
She doesn't know shit about the Enforcer Station. She's not from around here. She's from about 200 stories up from here. Well, okay, more like 160 stories up. She has no idea about where any nearby private place is. She only knows about where private places are up where she lives.
Tyrion will reply, I guess we'll just walk back the way I came and try to find a quiet spot to talk. There's no need to go into the upper hive. I would assume she has some familiarity with how hive structures generally work from growing up on one.
It's slapdash, haphazard, wherever goes whenever kind of thing. Like, no two hive is the same as another because they are just so totally random.
Well, she knows. Does she know that there's rooms by the infirmary?
She would be able to guess. Like, there's rooms all over the place. So pick a direction, start going, see what happens.
Well, I'm gonna walk back out the way I came if I can find my token.
Okay. As she starts to go, the second officer starts to follow, and a couple of members of the entourage as well.
I'm gonna assume She will turn to the second officer and the entourage and say, "This is Inquisition business. If you could just point us in the direction of a somewhat private room, we would be much happy. I will bring her back safe and sound."
Okay, give me a roll.
Oh, for frick's sake.
So, wow, you just have this magical luck ability. It's so strange. The way you say it almost makes it sound as if you're threatening the health and safety of Jen Noel, which evokes a very angry response from Zilla. Oh, you don't know her name, from the second officer, but Jason Crestwater will run up and pull Zilla, the second officer back, saying, "That'll be quite all right. Please be our guests. I'm sure that one of the enforcers," he shouts out, "would be happy to show you somewhere privately." And one of the enforcers jumps to attention and runs over. And Jason then stares at the second officer very gloweringly, like, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?" It doesn't actually say anything out loud. Jen Noel is totally silent during all of this, just kind of following Tyrion's direction. The enforcer shows up and says, "Oh, I'll be very happy to help you, ma'am."
And Tyrion will kind of make a gesture of lead away, because I don't have a clue where I'm going, and neither does she.
Okay. So he'll lead you basically into a washroom area, and he will make sure that there is no one present, asking if this will suffice for a private space.
Tyrion will reply, "Yes, of course, thank you."
And he will he will exit the room. Someone is typing furiously.
Scout.
Okay, so because Brooke has to leave fairly soon, I'd just like to wrap this up real quick with her, and then we'll get back to the requisitioning and the exorcist.
Tyrion will say, once the enforcer is out of earshot, that
He exits the room entirely.
What?
He exits the room entirely. You are alone in this room.
I know this seems strange, but I was hoping you could give me a better idea of how this all happened.
Her eyes go wide with, like, what do you mean, all this?
The cults that have appeared on some of the lower levels. I'm going to roll scrutiny again, because...
Well, before you roll scrutiny, roll inquiry, but I'm going to tell you right off the bat, even if you get a really bad inquiry roll or really good inquiry roll, this woman really has, like, no idea what to offer you, because she's pretty sure her dad just went over all of this, and she states as much, saying she really doesn't know. She stays up in the upper hive where she belongs. She doesn't follow the goings-ons of the Lower Hive, but everybody knows there's a war going on. There's a rebellion. It's been going on for the past 25 years. Most of her life, in fact, there's been this rebellion. And clearly that rebellion is infecting the Hive. What's been going on outside is making its way inside. You know, what used to be the crown jewel of Ilham, this hive, is now the last bastion that, you know, sane people still live in. Outside is just, it's rabble and sanity and chaos. And in here, we're the only ones left, you know, standing proud, standing true to the Imperium. You know, there's nothing really else to say that she'd know. It's really not her place.
Tyrion makes no qualms about showing how frustrated she is with her father and how much she just kind of wants to kill him and her brother. And
so Tyrion is now threatening the lives of...
Well, she doesn't say anything out loud. She's visibly frustrated with the situation. And
no, as far as John Noel can tell, you're frustrated with her, and she's cowering before you, not sure how else to be of service.
No, you've done great. I'm sorry. It reminds me of home and how do I want to put this? How strange isn't the right word. How noble going-ons work.
So basically, Tyrion is saying she's unimpressed with nobility because she herself is a part of it.
Yes, basically. That's better than I put it. I'm going to try to charm her to... Never mind. I'm going to try.
At this point, Jen Noel is crying. She's just under so much stress and duress. She's honestly not sure if you're going to kill her or not. She's not begging for her life or anything, but she is utterly unable to express just how much she doesn't know what you want or doesn't know how she can help you. She'll do her best, but she just doesn't know what service she can be.
Tyrion will apologize for bringing her into this, not realizing how little beyond her father told her, or told Tyrion and Alex and everyone, how little more she knew than that. And say, I totally understand how your father is. My dad is the same way.
Yeah, that doesn't really console her any. Give me a shrewd roll.
Please be a good roll. Or not. That's cool. Failing at life right now.
Yeah, there's nowhere else really for this conversation with Jim Noel to go, really, unless you want to do something out of left field. Brooke?
I'm trying to think. I was distracted by Jess, and she makes a very good point. but I didn't think of that. No, she wouldn't do anything else other than lead her back to the meeting room.
The enforcer would be waiting just outside of the bathroom. Will you just leave her with the enforcer, or are you personally going to escort her all the way?
No, I feel bad for causing this to causing the current state of affairs to happen, so she will go all the way back.
Okay. I'm just going to move your tokens, la-di-da-di-da. And when you get into the room, are you just going to allow her to go forward, or...
Yeah, unless she says something else to me.
Okay, I'm going to roll willpower now for, sorry, I'm going to make everyone visible again. For Miss Frost.
Oh, yay!
So yeah, whoops. If Frost just failed, she would have hugged Jen Noel. However, she failed spectacularly. So she'll come up to Jen Noel. See, Jen Noel is crying, and she will charge up to Tyrion and point an accusatory finger and shout, "What did you do to her?" And this will just flip Jason's shit. Jason will run up behind Frost and grab her and pull her away and say, "Please excuse her outburst."
Tyrion will kind of just stand there and blink and not say anything.
You can tell from Frost's face, Frost is livid with you. Jason is panicked. He does not want any more of a scene to be caused, but he's waiting on your response while he's holding Frost, who seems to be barely holding her rage in a contained way.
Your sister is under a lot of stress, and I may have pushed her over the edge. I apologize for the situation I have caused.
Go ahead and roll a charm.
Oh, that's
Okay, you seem to calm Frost down a bit. She's still glowering at you, but she is no longer, shaking with absolute rage.
I was hoping she could give me more information into the situation going on lower levels. What I didn't realize was she had no more information to offer me than what I've already been told.
Frost looks like she's about to say something. Jason sends her away with a hand gesture. She obeys, and Jason will very quietly say, "I'd be more than happy to help you with answering any sort of questions you have. Shall we speak privately?"
Sure. Do you have
Very well.
someplace better than the bathroom to,
The enforcer is still standing here during this whole thing. Will apologize and ask, would an interrogation cell be better? Would someone's private barracks chamber be better? He doesn't know where else to bring you.
No, an interrogation chamber would be fine.
Oh, Jason, I'm going to roll his willpower. He's cool. He's under control. And, whoosh. And so, once again, we'll just try and make this go by pretty quick for you, since I know you're going to be going to bed soon. Jason says, "I will be happy to cooperate with any questions you have. You wanted to know about the lower hive, correct?"
Correct.
What exactly would you like to know?
I was hoping to gain a little insight over into how this happened. I'm fairly certain the outbreak that is there did not occur overnight. I suppose you want me to roll inquiry?
Yeah, roll an inquiry. Okay. Jason Crestwater will look a little anxious. He says, not to speak against my father, but his focus has been on the upper hives and maintaining the defenses and security up there, predominantly because of the war going on outside. We had entrusted the Arbites and the Enforcers in the various sections to handle the situation as they saw fit, giving them raises in the throne allocation that they were given year over year. And while we had received reports that crime was on the rise in certain sectors of the hive, we had ensured that barricades and armed patrols were reinforced in the areas surrounding those areas, and once further resources were able to be brought in after the war was concluded, we would muster up and push out all of the criminal element. But with the resources being stretched so thin recently, we haven't been able to fully mobilize any of the enforcers or arbitrators. Not that my dad would ever admit to not having complete and utter control over his hive, but that is the simple fact of the matter, is we do not have the resources necessary to ensure a completely crime-free environment. And yes, that does mean that a number of criminal groups have been able to fortify themselves in various sections of our hive, as horrific a notion that is. And while I personally don't have any sort of great understanding of heresy, I have been informed in a roundabout way that your investigation here recently has uncovered some truly horrific events, to which I'm only able to say that I'm startled and afraid to think such things have happened. And give me a scrutiny roll.
Sorry, I was taking down notes at the same time while you were talking. Scrutiny. Please roll well.
Okay. You get the impression that Jason isn't altogether impressed by his father. That actually Jen Noel was probably more of a daddy's girl than Jason is a daddy's boy. And whether that's ambition, Jason, or Jason genuinely believing his father isn't the best person to have in control, you can't say for sure. But you kind of get the impression that Jason isn't sugarcoating this, and he doesn't care about his dad's career or the fact that Jason's career is apparently inherited by his father's.
Wait, what was the word did you use to describe his feeling towards his father?
Ambivalent, I guess you could say. He's not impressed with the way his father has run the hive.
Tyrion will turn to Jason after he finishes telling her about all the stuff that he told her and say, I know, what does she want to say? I have faith that you can turn this around when you are finally given the opportunity to do so.
Okay, give me a charm roll for that.
Wow, 37, 38, 39.
That is kind of interesting. You know what? Let's just see. If a 40 shows up, I'm not sure what will happen, but I just want to see. 48. Oh, well. He looks kind of flabbergasted for a moment, then he bows to Tyrion, saying, "Thank you, ma'am. It is an incredible honor to hear that from a member of the Inquisition. I will begin making sure that the preparations for our inevitable victory begin immediately."
Can I give you a piece of advice before I leave?
Absolutely.
She will turn to him and she'll say, "Don't forget about the little guy." And then she will give him the sign of the Aquila, and then she will walk out of the room.
Understood, ma'am. Absolutely.
It was basically don't be like your dad, only she didn't say.
Alrighty. So, I kind of want to know. Well, I'm going to have to try and remind myself that if you guys ever come back to this planet in the future, and the son ends up in charge, you've given him quite the pep talk.
I will make a note.
Okay.
And hopefully not lose my notes.
So we built one bridge just to make a bridge to a guy that we might like better.
Well, you didn't exactly burn a bridge with the governor. You more put up a barricade on the bridge and pointed your gun at the guy at the other end of the bridge and said, "Don't even fucking dare."
So we pull the papers, please.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good way of putting it.
Okay. So, Brooke, I'm not kicking you out or anything, but I think we've focused on Tyrion for now. And so if you do have to drop out to go to bed, I do hope you had some fun.
I probably should shortly.
Okay. And good luck on the homework.
Thanks.
Alrighty. And so the rest of the party has made their way into the armory.
Split the recording here.
You want to split the recording?